Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, the video today is on this 2011 Ford, I think it's the Focus, I'm sure it's the Focus, Ford Focus. This car came from another garage, and there is a reason why the bonnet is open, which I will explain in a minute. So apparently this car initially, the problem with this car, by the way, if I start the car now, apparently these lights were not here. I just rang the guy because I said, look, these lights were here. Did you knew about this? And apparently he said they were not there. I'm not 100% sure. Let me start it up. So we have Airbag Light and ESP light. And ESP light on. Now, the initial problem this car had apparently had a water intrusion, apparently from what I was told, into the BCM. Apparently they dry it, and everything was working apart from the HVAC system wouldn't work, the horn wouldn't work, and was something else. I was told it was not working. Or the heater for the screen, the defroster, or de-icer, whatever you want to call it, also was not working. Someone that was working there decided that would be smart to run a wire from, and that's why I have the bonnet open, because I literally asked the guy to explain to me exactly what he did, because I'm gonna have to undo whatever he did first to then obviously tackle the problem. He ran a wire. Let me show you where that wire is. So you run a wire, you see this blue wire? Let me see if I can, oh, crap. See that blue wire there? Come on. There we go. You see that blue wire? That blue wire is not factory fitted. That blue wire runs from there. Then I can see this wire again in here, which is going to be a little bit tricky to show you possibly. Maybe not. No. You can see this wire here. Okay. Then I can see this wire again. Oh dear me. I can see this wire again over there. See if I can show you now. It's a little bit tricky. Hold on a minute. Let me twist the phone a little bit so I can see the wire again in there. And apparently that wire is coming to somewhere in the steering column. Not really sure where it goes, but apparently it's coming somewhere here. Now, everything apparently is working now. Obviously, not sure about these lights. That's might gonna be something completely different. But so the blower now works, and I do confirm that. Okay, the horn also works. Oh no, do you need to start it? It was working earlier. I swear it could. That was working just a minute ago. I haven't unplugged nothing. Will that be because of the bonnet? Okay, so the bonnet closed or open has nothing to do with the horn. I can guarantee you that it's just the wire the guy put. Even that is not very well connected. At the moment it's working. Well, it was working just a minute ago. I can guarantee this connection here, that is crap. So I think what he did is he tapped into this wire here, which is the wire for the horn, the signal for the horn, and he linked this straight away, most likely to the relay for the horn itself. That's the only thing he did by the looks of it. So let me see if I touch this. No. I'm pretty sure, but this wire is like all folded. What the heck is going on in there? Let me put the phone down. Okay, so let me open this here. Let me see what this is here. Why this is folded like this. It looks like two different thickness wires, but I might be wrong. What's this here? I used one of this to crimp the wire because it was too short. Let me see what's here. It's not working out. Did he just open the wire and just Yeah, that's what he did. There he is. You can't really see because of this handbrake, but I'll show you. That's what he did. Okay. It was working just a minute ago. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a ground signal. Maybe I'm wrong. I think we're going to test it and see exactly what type of signal that is. And we're going to do it by... I'm not going to even stop recording. If I can... Wait. Okay, that's it. I'm connecting this adapter to the... Oh shit. Oh shit. I need to get this wire shorted. To the 12 volt port in there for the cigarette lighter or whatever. So if I put these into voltage, just test the test light. It's working. So if that's a ground signal, that should come up. Now it's a voltage signal, so that works now. So if I do it like this, so now I'm not going to get signal. Maybe because the key is off. No, both ways. So it's working with a ground. Okay, I got you now. Okay, so this is a voltage, is a ground signal. So if I press now the horn, that comes on. Look in there. Can you see the test light? Like this. Hold on a second. Touch in there. When I press, there we go. That's a ground signal. So let's gonna take these off. This wire out. Now the guy just wrapped around here. Okay, we're gonna have to isolate this, but for now, so the horn now doesn't work, but it was not working every now and then before. Anyway, let me see if I have the ground signal coming out from here now. Oh, come on, the phone is in a really weird place, isn't it? Okay. Well, hold on guys, I've disconnected the other end. Okay, so now it's connected. Oh, it's not going very well, isn't it? There we go. So my ground signal is actually coming out from the steering switch inside. So this is working fine. It's just that the signal is not reaching the horn itself. So what the guy did is just put a wire running through up to the front fuse box. What I'm going to do now very quickly is just to see where this signal runs to, because I want to see there's another wire here. It's been messing about. Oh dear me, the guy didn't really have a clue what he was doing, was it? God knows, I hope he hasn't done anything else around this. But anyway, we're just gonna, and this is gonna be the airbag as well, isn't it? Bloody hell. Let me see if any pins are bent or... Oh, all the pins look okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, as I said, I'm going to check diagrams. I want to see exactly where this wire goes to. If it goes to the BCM, then the BCM activates the horn, or if it's something slightly different. Okay guys, just as I suspected, I've checked diagrams, and basically this signal runs all the way from here. Well, not all the way, runs from here straight to the fuse box inside the cabin, which means the BCM. From the BCM, there is then the BCM itself grounds the relay. I think it grounds the relay in the engine fuse box compartment, which obviously activates the horn. Quite simple system, to be fair with you. So, and it looks like the only problem is going to be that fuse box. So I'm going to pull that out, inspect, and go from there. Okay, the box is out. Definitely looks like someone's been trying to open these, as you can see. Look at that, broken tabs and just wedged in there. So yeah, so yeah, we're gonna do the basics, check the fuses, but I don't think it's gonna be fuses. It doesn't look at it just like that. Everything looks quite clean, but we're gonna open it obviously and look inside, see how it looks. Okay, so this is opened. There is literally, guys, no signs of water whatsoever on this module. It's clean as a whistle, as you can see. Okay, there's no marks for nothing here. Now, the thing with this board, and because of what's been done, this board, the control side, so obviously the logic side here, these here is just like sort of is the fuses and these relays. Obviously, if one of these relays is broken, it's broken. There's nothing you can do. Well, you can replace it, I guess, but this is not the relays for the horn anyway. The relay for the horn is obviously there is a signal that goes from here to the front fuse box. Now, another thing that I'd like to mention before I forgot is that this logic board is a multi-layer board, so you don't have just the lanes here and here. There is lanes in between. These boards is very tricky to repair. If you have one of these little lanes that is burned in between, there's literally nothing you're going to be able to do unless you have very good schematics of everything, and you can jump that lane on the outside, if that makes sense. But in the meantime, I decided to go to the engine bay and just do a couple checks in case if the water ingress was on this module, because even the guy that is not really sure. Only the guy that worked on this knows, I guess. Now, there is no signs of water here, but looking at this fuse box like that, can you guys guess which one is the relay for the horn? Oh, you've seen it as well, and look what happens when I pull it out. Honestly, I get amazed every time about what people the actually metal slot inside is completely destroyed. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Right. Alright. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do, so basically completely bypassed everything. Oh crap. Right, let me see what is the pin that should come from inside, because I want to check, make sure the wire is good from, I need to put this right. I need to make sure the wire is good from inside the cabin to here. Come on, DMA. Better just pull it out before it gets inside. Okay. Oh gosh, it's completely destroyed. Crap. Right, I want to do something just very quickly. Right, this is going to be one of those that I'm going to really rant about it. So, as I was checking the signal from the relay control side from here to the inside of the cabin, and I couldn't find it. It wouldn't do it. So I thought, okay, something must have been done here. As I start to look carefully, I've started seeing more wires that didn't belong to the car initially. So there's a ground there. But now, guys, let me show you what has been done on here. I don't know if I want to do this job. Look at this. Look at this. There's more stuff in here. The wire that comes from inside the cabin, the guy just cut it off. Look in there. This is the wire. He just cut it. Then there is more stuff here that I don't know exactly what's going on. There is more stuff cut here. It looks like this wire is the one, judging is the same colors as the one at the back, but by the length it looks like the one that's supposed to come here, because this is grounded there somehow. Okay, I honestly don't know. Honestly, if you don't know what you're doing, just stop. Don't. Ooh. Deep breath. Right, deep breath. Just quick to confirm that that wire is actually the one with the signal from inside. Let me touch in there, just in the, there we go. Can you hear the beep? Gonna touch it again. There we go. So yeah, that's the one he cut. There was nothing wrong with the wire. So rather than actually tracing what was causing all these problems, because obviously there's some, I don't know what these relays are here for. I think it's the cooling fan. I might be wrong, but they look like cooling fans to me, judging by, let me just have a look at these wires. Yeah, no, maybe not. Is it thick red, white, what, huh? Is it? Now these relays are grains, no, that's not for the fan. Let me see, what are they for? Oh, what a idiot. Right, so these relays, so some of you might knew already before I went and checked. This is the main relay, this is the relay for the blower inside. So I don't know exactly what I did, but it looks like it just grounded these relays somehow. That's why it drains the battery. It looks like the main relay is going to be on all the time, and I'm not sure why he did. I'm not really sure what he did. Oh dear me, oh dear me. So let me see if I can undo what he did, see if I can figure out exactly where the wires are going, and then try to figure out what the problem is. Okay, just keep you up to date where I am. So I had to remove the battery and the housing, so I have so I can actually turn these over, because otherwise these won't let me, and I need a little bit of room to obviously connect all these wires back in. Here is the wire that the guy decided that was a good idea to put in, and let me show you now. You can see a little bit better what the guy has been doing. So wires cut, wires cut, more wires cut. Then here, I'm not sure what he did here. Something else here as well. Not sure, hope there's nothing else and we can just redo or just put everything back on the way it should, and that will fix our problem. Not really sure yet. Let's gonna try it and go from there. Just to kind of show you where we are, so I'm repairing the wires, so removing the crap the guy put in and just repairing the wires. But then I've done this one, but then I'm taping this soldering thing I'm using. I'm then wrapping it in black tape just to look a little bit better, I guess. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm doing it like this. So yeah, that's gonna carry on. There's a few more to do. Okay guys, I think I'm done. I think I've captured everything the idiot has been messing with. So was this one here, was this one, was this one here, this one here. I had to use a little bit of this yellow wire, which was actually the wire the guy had here. I had to use a little bit because I think he's short. He removed a little bit of this one, and this one was too short, so I had to use a little bit here, but that's not a problem. He messed this one, which is the one for the blower inside, and he messed with this one, which is the main relay. So, and he was tapping into this wire here as well. So yeah, I think I've captured everything. I'm curious to see why he tapped into the main relay. Let's just kind of very quickly assemble this and see how the car behaves, see what we have. Just before we actually assembled stuff, I decided to check these fuses. All good. Okay, battery is connected, everything is pretty much plugged in. The BCM is also now in place, as you can see. Well, not in place, but it's plugged in. Now let's gonna go on the other side and let's gonna see what happens. So let me turn the ignition on. Okay, I have ignition, fine. Steering assist malfunction, check and book. So steering assist. Okay, does it start? Nope. So do I need clutch? Okay, so now we are at the starting point by the look of it. Okay, so I have, so no start. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't start. Doesn't even start. Oh dear. Okay, let me put this on. Yeah, now it doesn't work. So I have a feeling that this is going to be my main relay. Okay, let me plug it in and see what we have. So when I said plug it in, obviously I meant plug in the maxi sys. So ignition is on. Let's gonna do an auto scan, see if it detects the car. And yes, it does. Okay, let's see if he gets the right details. I believe this is the 1.6. Let's just see if it does. Yeah, looks okay. Okay, let's gonna go to diagnosis. Let's gonna do another scan, because now I have more lights on. Now I have the ABS light on as well. Obviously I have that thing for the power steering, PCM, ABS, APC. So faults in there, audio, BCM, that's when I'm interested. 20, oh dear. Okay, let's let it to do the wall scan, and then we'll see what we have. Okay, let's gonna go to the first module, PCM. Let's see what the PCM tells me, because I can't start the engine now, and the car came running. Key on, retrieve, continuous memory. Yeah, they do that. Okay, so ECM control module, power relay. Okay, that's gonna go that. Let's do that. Let me see what it does there. And we have the same stuff. So obviously the power relay is the main relay, which is one of the relays that the guy has obviously bypassed, and that was on all the time by the looks of it, I think. I didn't check how he connected it. Leave that for another day. Well, just forget about that. Leave for another. Right, let's gonna go to my ABS. Let's see if I have the same sort of faults. Battery is getting a little bit low. So yaw rate sensor, lost communications with restraints, battery voltage. Okay, so battery voltage from the restraints control module. Okay, that's fine. I'm not too worried in static clear codes or anything like that just yet. Forget about the other ones for now. The only one I'm interested in now is going to be my BCM. So this is my fault. So one thing I've noticed straight away, guys, is that I went at the back to close the boot. I ended up not doing it, but the reversing lights are on. Okay, so the car thinks it's in reverse for some reason, and the parking system sensors are working. So yeah, there's a lot of faults. So parking brake, look at that, horn relay, heat shield, crash input, power control module, wake up signal, driver's door locking, emergency brake lamp, blah 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 blah, interiors lights, lost communications with the restraints, with power steering control module. Let's do one thing here on this one. Let's clear the codes and see what comes back. Most likely the same or very similar to the same, I would say. Let me see what we have now. Looks like the same faults. I would say, my God, I would say this is going to be a BCM issue. We look at some live data, see if there's anything obvious. Right, nothing really obvious. Or obviously, the only thing is obvious is the 16 amps. Is the draw of 16 amps. Lights are on. The headlights are on, even though they are off here on the system. Nothing responds. So is anything to do with the BCM? Turn signals actually work. Yeah, anything to do with the BCM, controlled by the BCM, is completely off. So to me, yeah, 100% looks like a BCM. But before I do anything with the BCM, I think I'm gonna try to connect IDS and see if there is something I can do with it. Who knows? Maybe flashing the BCM or some crap like that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see what else. I think under programming, the MaxiSys can only like program new modules. Okay, I just came back to show you something. So these are the two options that it gives you: programmable parameters, which is like coding, and then programmable module installation. If I go to BCM2, it tells me here that it's going to program the VIN number. So during the module program, this processor compares the VIN number in this module with the VIN number in other modules. Okay, so you can read that, and look what the VIN number is pulled out. So I believe this is the VIN number that's been pulled from 334. Let me make sure that this is the right VIN. Okay, and I got a warning for low battery, so obviously I couldn't carry on without plugging the charger, which I did now. So the battery is now 1207. It should be all right. Well, it's charging, so it's going up slowly. 22, so there you go. So okay, so I've selected the VIN number. The VIN number is correct. Let me check again. Yeah, 94, so that's the VIN number. Let's press OK. No, it's not available. No, it's not available. Okay, that's fine. Configuration data into the module, manual or automatically. Manual enter provide multiple screens. Okay, let's go. Really? Can I get it from there? Okay guys, following day, and as you can see, we have changed tools. Battery is charging right now. Changed tools. The main reason why I've changed tools is because I managed to find the as-built data, and I have the file here on this flash drive. Obviously the hotel gives you the option to input that data manually, byte by byte, into the different addresses. But obviously all the information is now on this file, is a AB file that I've downloaded from Motorcraft service, I think. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Hopefully that's still available in 12 months time, which is roughly the delay on my videos right now, but I'm sure it is, because that's obviously is a quite well-known website, and I'll leave a link in there so you can check it. Now we are under programming, or configuration and programming, and I'm going to try to obviously program the module, the configuration and all that stuff. Hopefully it will work. I'm not going to take you the step by step here. You have good guides out there, I'm sure. I didn't check, but I'm sure there is some guides out there on how to do this. Here I'm just gonna do it, and that's about it. Hopefully that this is the issue with our module. So let's gonna try this. Okay guys, so I ended up, okay, let me see if I take you through this, because something is really weird. Okay, I think this idiot has done something else to this, or something else is wrong with the car. Now let me explain you. Forscan, when I've tried to change the as-built data, it showed me, obviously it retrieves the data in the car first, and guess what, the data was exactly what I had downloaded. was on the as-built data I got from the internet, from that website that I already told you will be in the description. Exactly the same data, so no changes. And I thought, hold a minute, if the module has all the as-built data in there, let me see how the programming is. So I came under configuration. I could have loaded everything again. I came out, but believe me guys, trust me, all the configuration is there. Actually, in case you guys think I'm just BS, because some people is quite good doing that, I will retrieve all the data again just to show you. So let's gonna retrieve the data from the car. This basically, this data, guys, is all the parameters that are set on the ECU. So when you want to change things on ECU, let's say like on the BCM, let's say for example tire size, or I don't know if he has I don't know, fog lights or not, that sort of coding, all that is on this file. So when he says uploading the vehicle configuration file, what he's doing is reading the file from the BCM, and then he's going to show me all the data, all the parameters in there, and everything's there, guys. The right car, looking quickly through, looks like all the correct parameters. So the BCM, so it's good, everything's good. I think the MaxiSys was just show me all Fs, not because was all Fs on the module, but the MaxiSys is not retrieving the information from the BCM. The only thing was doing was allow me to input any data I wanted. So it doesn't really retrieve nothing first. Another thing that is really weird is that since I put everything back on, as you have seen, I have ABS. Sorry. Oh, sorry. He just turned everything off because he puts the BCM offline, sort of. No, there we go. So I have airbag light constantly on. I have ABS light on all the time, which was not there. I have that, obviously, and you might don't see it, but the engine light doesn't come on anymore. Now, what I want to show you is I found something already in there, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's load this first, and then we'll proceed. Okay, so it just finished, I believe. Okay, so if I view the vehicle now, it should show me all the data in the vehicle. There we go. So this is all the data. So as you can see, it pulls the correct VIN number. Okay, and then as you go down, everything seems to match. Okay, so this is all the settings stored in the BCM. Okay, I'm not going to be here showing you one by one, but that's what it is. Okay, now what you can do with this file, or I could if I want, is I could modify any data. So if I click this will give me some options. I would have to go engineering mode to give me access to more options, to modify more options. So if I click this, sorry, if I select that, it's going to give me now the option to modify some settings. So as you can see in there, so I can now modify my amp, my alternator. I'm not going to touch it, obviously. I think I left the same. Okay, so, and I can come down, as you can see, all the ones with the drop down arrow on the side is the ones I can modify. If I go engineering mode, I believe this gives me even more options, unlocks more options, but I'm not planning to modify nothing on the car anyway. All I want to show you is that the module is not like if it's blank or anything like that. The module is programmed and the car came running, as I said. Now, one interesting thing is, and that's what I want to show you now. So I'm going to turn the ignition on. Okay. And now we're going to go back to the front engine box. I have a diagram in there for the fuse box, but that doesn't really matter. I can show you the main two relays I'm concerned about. Forget about the horn. That's irrelevant for now. So I do have the main relay and terminal 15. Now I pulled them out just to show you. When I push them in, they don't click. They are not being activated. And the main relay is not being activated either. So no wonder the BCM is reporting all those errors for these relays. Now, one thing that is interesting, if I take these relays out, okay, is that, where's my test light? Okay, so my test light on ground it's gonna be there, for example. So this is gonna be, I believe this is gonna be the load side, so I have 12 volts in there, and then obviously this will, when the relay close, feeds this side, but you can see I have the 12 volts in there, and I don't have any voltage on any of these sides, and I should have voltage on one of these pins, because this relay is activated by the BCM, by the body control module. It grounds the relay, so you should have voltage here, and then the BCM grounds this terminal 15 relay, and it energizes the relay. For the main relay is a similar situation, so I have voltage in there, and then on my pins I have nothing, no voltage. Okay, and this relay is grounded by the ECU. Okay, so I should have 12 volts on one of the control side pins, which I believe should be on pin 1, if I'm not mistaken, is the voltage. Okay, and if I move this to voltage, let me see if I can put it somewhere. Oh crap, maybe in there. Let me test. Nope. Oh, come on. Hold on, I have this in there. Okay, so there we go. So I have the ground coming from the actually engine ECU. I have the ground coming from the BCM, but I don't have nothing on this side. So we're gonna have to find out where this is coming from. Okay. Okay, never ignore the basics. Fuse 23 is the fuse that feeds the control side of these two relays. Do I need to say more? Damn it. Okay, that's gonna put a new fuse. It's gonna put the relays back in. It's gonna turn the ignition on and see what happens. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Oh, engine light is back on. Oh dear me, let's gonna start it, see if it starts. Yes, it did. Yes. Wow. Okay, so we are now back to this. Okay, so we are now back. Let me see what we are back at. Let me see if I have the on. No, I don't. Okay, so I don't have horn, which means to me, okay, do I have communications now with the restraints module? No, I don't. Okay, that's fine, because I had no communications with the restraint module. So where is that? Self-test, restraints. Module not responding. ABS flashing. Don't know why ABS is flashing, but it's flashing. Okay, so now guys, I think this was the initial problem with the car, I guess. Okay, so no horn, airbag, and ESP. No communications with that. I think I'm gonna check a few more fuses and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me show you something here. You take this out of here. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, let me take this relay out. I have the relay for the blower inside the cabin, and for the horn. And what I want to show you is, let me test this, make sure it's working. Yeah, it's working fine. So I have load side, I have 12 volts, so it's good. On the load side of the horn, I have 12 volts, all good. On the control side, I have 12 volts, on one pin. I don't know if you can see it. I have 12 volts on one pin, and on the control side here, which pin is, yeah, I have 12 volts. So the only thing is missing is the actually control signal, which is going to be ground. That's going to come from inside the cabin, in this case from the BCM, at least for the horn. And if you guys do remember, we checked this wire, the ground, that goes from here to the BCM, and it checked okay. So oh dear me. So this to me really sounds now like a BCM issue somewhere. Okay, really sounds like a BCM problem. And after moving the car to the gravel side, I have the X-Trail in there to be picked up. What I've done, guys, is I went with what I did. I went with force gun, and I did actually reset to a few modules. At the moment, I only have 2 codes on the engine for the airflow and air intake temperature sensor, because the airflow meter, which is also this is not connected, as you might have seen. It's not even there, it's in the boot. And I have one on my EPC which is for the invalid data received from ECM, which I believe is to do with these 2 codes. But as you can see, I have no codes now. I will do a read again. Oh, crap, ignition is off, sorry. So let me do this again. So as you can see, I have these codes, and I have a code for the horn relay circuit, which was me that have pulled it out, and rear wiper relay coil circuit. Where is the rear wiper relay circuit? I had no codes earlier, so let me reset these codes. Okay, so no codes for the BCM, as you can see, but I still have no horn. But the interesting thing is, as you can see now, let me start the engine. Look, I have no lights. So after I did a reset, actually I did a module reset to the BCM, I gained communications with my RCM, as you can see in there, restraints control module, and as you can see, there is no faults on it. Okay, I have now communications, and obviously the ESP light also went off. I still have no horn, and I still have no HVAC. Now, as I said, and repeating probably myself, the signal from here goes to the BCM. The BCM is receiving the signal, as we have seen when using IDS, but the signal is not reaching the relay. Now, I just don't understand, which is really odd, is how the BCM is detecting that the relay is not there, but it's not activating the relay. The relay for this is also energized by the BCM, so it is an issue with the BCM internally somewhere. I'm gonna try to figure it out, otherwise I'll get another BCM. But for now, guys, I don't even know how I'm going to edit this video, so I just don't know. But that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, the guy was there, as you've seen, bridging the main relay and all that stuff. The main relay was bridged purely because of the fuse, that 5M fuse. I don't know, guys, I don't know what the guy was doing. So anyway, but this now sounds like really a BCM problem. So let's get a pulley out. I'm going to try to open it, see if I can trace the circuit from this and from the horn. But I think they're going to be both related. Whatever is not energizing the relay for this is not energizing the relay for this. So I think they're going to be exactly the same problem. Right, let's gonna move on. And just one more quick thing, when I was trying to measure the battery drain, I couldn't get the voltage, the battery drain below 0.74 or 73, something like that. And I was a little bit like, what the heck's going on? So when I looked through the windows, in case if I left any of these lights on, I've noticed that this one wouldn't go off. So when I took it off, it's like this. So I'm going to give it a clean and see what happens. But yeah, this is not very good. In the meantime, strangely enough, I've lost communications with the airbag module again. I don't think it's related to this. I took these off just because I saw the moisture here, and I thought, let me check at the front. But at the front looks good. Doesn't look like there is any water here. These might not be water. It could have been just sort of moisture building up, and yeah, that's just what it is. So let's go to clean it and see what happens. I don't know why I've lost communications with the airbag module again. Am I gonna have to try to figure out that one as well? Okay, just to show you, this is the battery drain after about 5 minutes of the car locked. Obviously I've latched these here to make sure it looks as if the bonnet is closed, and this is about 5 minutes later. 0.29, easily be high, should be probably less than this a little bit, but is way less than 0.75 or 76 that was with the interior light connected. So, but if we have a problem with the BSM, so with the BCM, body control module, so obviously it might be that it's something else that is not going off, or something else that is still being powered. But yeah, that's how much drain we have. Right, guys, trust me, I haven't touched this car since Sunday. So today is Wednesday. I just finished the X-Trail. You might have seen the video for it. Anyway, today is Wednesday. It's about midday. The last time I worked on this car was Sunday. Well, actually about midday as well. So I haven't even unlocked. I have unlocked the car now. So all I want to do now is start the car. If the car starts, that means our battery drain is gone, and most likely was caused by that crap done on the fuse box. So let's gonna try to start the car and see if it starts okay. Perfect. Started. Perfect. No problems at all. Why is the... Oh dear me. What's going on here? Come on. Okay, 0. How do you disable? Ah. Interesting, because it was not... Ah, okay, sorry, I was not sure how to disable the rear wiper. Anyway, so the car started perfect. We still have the same faults, and glad that we have them. Now, I know I said many times that I believe this is the BCM. Just to prove again, and I'm gonna do one test about the airbags, okay? Obviously we know already that the other lights are because of the airbag, so that doesn't communicate with the airbag and throw that fault, and that sorry, no, that's because of the airflow meter disconnected. Anyway, I'm gonna do one quick test, and obviously I'll take you through. If that throws my airbag light away, or if that clears my airbag problem, then I'm gonna focus on the BCM. But yeah, I think by this point we already know that's the problem. So the battery drain either was because of that, or if the battery drain was here before, it could have been because of this light. So I'm waiting for the one I bought. I bought a replacement for it for 10 quid or whatever. That it didn't worth my time to even try to do anything with the other one. So that's what I've done. So let's gonna do something. I will take you through. If that works, then we're going to be pulling that BCM out, and we'll see what we can do with it. Okay, and no point to really take you through, because as soon as I've tested it, I've just realized that I was wrong. Right, so what I came here to check was that I was pretty much, I was on the track that if I had no power on these two fuses, which I do have, then 100% my BCM was gone. Why I keep telling BSI? My BCM was gone. I still think it's the BCM anyway, but because these two fuses, they feed airbag module, they feed some other stuff, but these two relays, these two fuses, they are powered by an internal relay in the BCM. So I thought, if I have no power here, that explains all the rest. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and I have power. Now, the weird thing was, I checked the power, I had power, and I didn't even realize. I came here. Oh dear, you remember when the rear wipers were working? That's one of the things that was not working, or is not working now. But at the time, you've seen the rear wipers was working, and then when I came to check, this was working, that was working. That only works if you start the engine, but rear wiper, everything was working except the communications with the airbag. Then I thought, what's going on? I came down there, and as soon as I touched the BCM, everything just went off. But for the love of me, I've been here trying to see if it was a poor contact, a wiring somewhere. It might just be a coincidence that I've touched it, but now I can't get nothing back to work. So I definitely, if I manage to get this to work again, I will show you. In the meantime, I've been just checking down here. Everything is plugged in again because someone has been here. Obviously, I still need to pull this wire out. And another thing that I've checked, guys, just curiosity, is that on the engine firewall, this wire has been put between the rubber garment and the actually metal, which means, oh my god, I was laughing my head off, which means the wire is already kind of damaged, which means with time this insulation would touch the chassis and you would have the worn working all the time. Honestly, it couldn't even put this wire properly. But anyway, let's gonna try to dig a little bit more into this and see what we find out. Okay, and it looks like we start to get somewhere, maybe. Right, I unplugged the airbag module out, and for my surprise, can you see what I can on those last pins? Now, the last row of pins, the last pin actually on the right, guess what that pin is? That pin is pin number 24. 19, 20, 21, 22, yeah, 24, and that's, guess what? Voltage supply. Pin 23 is another, I'm not sure what it is, but it comes from the body control module. Then you have the blank one. We are going from right to left, okay? Then we have the blank one. Then we have the next one, which is pin 21. 21, I don't have nothing here for it. 19, 20. So 19 and 20, which is these two pins on the left at the bottom. Guess what they are? CAN lines. Oh dear. Like, can I open this module? Just have a quick look to see how it is inside. Maybe. There's these pins. We had these module. Mess everything up. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so the module inside looks actually quite clean. Looks a little bit like sort of burn over there. Not really sure what that is. But it might be, I don't know. Not really sure. It might just be dirt. Not really sure. Clearly, and showing you again, there's signs of corrosion in there, as it shows as well on the plug right there at the bottom. Can you see the last row? No, not very good, but I can definitely see. I don't know how good it comes on the camera. You can definitely see signs of corrosion. I don't know how these connections are going to be inside, but we're going to spray a little bit of contact cleaner and give them a clean and see what we get. And clean these pins, obviously, close the module, clean the pins, and give it a go. Okay, pins cleaned. Put a little bit of dielectric grease on this plug, so when the pins goes in, they will push that grease and will lubricate the pins. Obviously, I sprayed a little bit of contact cleaner first. If that doesn't work, we might have to dismantle the plug completely. I hope not, but let's kind of plug everything back in and see what happens. Okay, all back on. Just bear in mind that the ground for the airbag module is on the case by the looks of it. At least is what the diagram says. So make sure you put either ground that base or you put the nut so you have a good ground, otherwise we might give you trouble. So let's kind of turn ignition back on and let's see what happens. Where the hell is the key now? Is here? Dear me, this one is making my head in right now. Okay. Oh, look at that. The ESP light's gone. My airbag light is gone. And it didn't come back. Wow, just noticed now. It's not 1 degree, that's for sure. So something else is wrong with the temperature. I'm not sure where that temperature comes from. Will these be something to do with the BCM as well? 0 degrees is definitely not 0 degrees, guys. 100% not 0 degrees. So that's wrong in there. But it looks like our airbag is good. Let's gonna try to communicate now with it. Oh dear me. And there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so would that be our problem, at least for the airbag? If the rest of the stuff is still not working, then that means we have obviously multiple issues. I'm just wondering what else I'm gonna find with this thing. Nah, definitely doesn't work. That comes on, but I'm not sure if it's working. And nope, no rear wiper. Crap. Right, I'll monitor the airbag just in case if it comes back, but for now it looks like that was the issue for the airbag. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? Let me think. Okay guys, I'm start having enough with this. Right, so let me see if I can get you. First of all, sorry about the mess here. Someone brought me 2 DSG mechatronics for me to try to make a good one out of the 2, but honestly I only managed to scan it, and it's an absolutely mess. I haven't had time for anything else at the moment. Plus the room here is a little bit of a mess, but anyway, that's enough for this video. Right, so after being there, plugging stuff and disconnecting the battery, etc, because I've been plugging things in and out without disconnecting the battery, I think it just messed the things up. So before I disconnected this, I had the correct temperature again on the center information display on the cluster. So I got everything back on pretty much as it was with the 3 or 4 issues that the car has. Now the airbag never went off again. It's been working perfect since I've cleaned that and put it back in. The airbag never failed again. So been there on and off, disconnected the battery, connected the battery, plug in and out these things without even unplug the battery, just creating codes and faults, and the airbag has been working fine. Now I decided to dismantle this again, and I brought this back here because okay, so at the moment, let me see if I can take you through this. So at the moment we have issues with rear wiper not working. Now if I inject ground into the proper wire here, I believe is on this plug. So if I inject ground here on the correct pin, the wipers work straight away. So it is indeed the BCM, and I said it many times. I don't know how many times I said it. You guys must be tired of me saying the same thing again and again. Right, so everything works. If I inject ground on the pin that goes to the front horn relay, it works. If I inject ground into the wire that goes to the relay for the blower inside the car for the HVAC, it works. So definitely is this. So interior blower relay at the front, or interior relay, horn, rear relay. I'm not sure about the defog, the front window, the front windscreen defog or defrost, but we'll get that later. I think they're gonna all be related. But think about these 3 faults, yeah, that don't work: horn, blower, and rear wiper. Now let's gonna check something here. Right, so I'm sure you guys can guess what I've done already. I've done some checks already. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think this one, pin 43, is for the rear wiper. Then on this plug we have pin, I think, 28, which is, if I'm not mistaken, for the horn, and then 31 for the blower, or vice versa. They are all marked in there, the little dot. This one is not marked, but I know it's 43. I know which one is. And now let me show you where they all go. Okay, so let's start, for example, I'm not sure, let's start, for example, with 43 over here. Look where it goes. So I'm on continuity. I'm sure you can hear the beep. There you go. Okay, and that goes straight into this chip. Now let's gonna go 28. Okay, straight again into that chip. And now 31. Straight into that chip. Now, either we have a bad chip, or is the signal coming into the chip? But I'm gonna see what this is. Most likely there's gonna be some sort of switch chip that gets some sort of not lean buzz, it gets some sort of a line communication between here and the processor just communicates through 1 or 2 lines, whatever, and just tell them what to do on and off, and that's it. So I'm gonna hope that this is my fault. I'm gonna see if I can get hold of one. I'm gonna see what they are first, and then if I can find them, I will order one. I don't know yet, guys. Let's gonna see what this is. I'm gonna have to clean this sort of lacquer, wherever this is. But yeah, it looks like that's gonna be my issue. Okay, and a little bit of a dig into this. So this is a ST HL9733. So I have the PDF file here. And this is basically, just as I said, guys, it is a medium current output driver, incorporates 8 outputs. It can be used as either internal low or high side, blah 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 blah. There we go. So and 60 byte SPI input is used to command the 8 output drivers, either on or off. So there we go. So there's a communication. There's a SPI line from here to the processor, most likely, and the processor tell them what to do. So let's gonna get one of these ST. Oh crap! I just forgot. ST L9733. And all we need to do now is wait. Okay, guys. Oh dear, I'm just about to have enough about this car. It's not going well, believe me. Don't go anywhere and you will understand why. It's a double whack of going really, really bad. At least I'm now 100% sure my problem is the BCM. But stay tuned and you will see why. So, the chips. It's been 2.5 weeks to get the chips. The initial... the last clip I've showed you with the order, it didn't went well. That I only a few days later I realized that was actually in the small prints. I went to check because I was not getting any emails or anything like that about my order, and I just went back, and that's when I realized that the small prints was saying that I was actually buying those in back order for December 2021. We are now in May. well, it was April, we are now in May, so I couldn't wait until the end of the year for that. So then I managed to find another guy selling them. A little bit weird, office in Manchester and a warehouse in Romania or something like that. And I was a little bit thinking about it. I was a little bit... Anyway, I bought the chip. I bought 2 chips from the guy. So one is on the board already. Just to show you, the other one is here. Okay, I bought 2. It took me ages to get them as well, because then I was not getting them. Then the guy said he could refund me. Then I said, no, I need the chips. Anyway, after a few days of back and forth with message, I got the chips. So obviously this is the old one. Okay, the new one is already in place. You might be able to see on the camera a little bit of sort of discoloration on the board here from the heat. It happens. So this is one of those chips with where the base is soldered, so you need a little bit of temperature in order to get these out. Anyway, I put the chip back in, and I think you can already guess, otherwise I won't be here recording this. Put it on the car, not even a slightly difference, everything the same. So at this point, actually, when I was soldering the chip, I thought about it, that I should probably check the powers and grounds to the chip and the SPI lines, the communication lines, but at the time I didn't know how to connect it, so I just thought I'll just solder it and hope for the best. Unfortunately, the best didn't happen. I now figured out roughly how to connect these on the bench, just for testing purpose. So I hope this is enough. So you have the big plug at the top, which is these 2 big pins, and they are both voltage. And then I found a ground on this plug here, the 3rd pin from the top on the right row of pins. Sorry guys, on the right column of pins in this case, is a ground I shared across the board. And what I'm going to show you now is that I'm going to put a picture here somewhere for the pinouts of this particular chip, the STL9733, and I'm going to show you on the board what we have on the chip. So I'm going to measure pin number 1, as you can see from the picture. Pin number 1, as you're going to see, let me touch it, we do have 5 volts. Can you see it going up? So 5 volts in there. So this is me just touching it. So we have 5 volts. Pin number 1. The opposite pin, which is pin number 28, is the microcontroller voltage as well. So we should have 5 volts as well. Let me go there and touch this here. There we go. 5 volts. By the way, the scope is on a 5 volt scale at 10 milliseconds. Okay. 5 volts. Now, if you look again on the chip, right hand side, pin number 14 is going to be my battery voltage, which should give me 12 volts or somewhere around there. I'm feeding 13.4 volts. So let's touch it. There we go. You can see where the line goes. So that's about 12. I could put the measurement, but there's no point. It's about 12 volts. The opposite pin on the other side is my ground. To do the ground, damn it, I don't even know why I've disconnected this. I'll quick show you the ground on this one. Okay, so I'm gonna point this, so I'm gonna put the positive here, and I'm gonna touch pin number 15, I think it's 15, which is bottom left on the picture, and as you can see, 13.22 volts. Okay, so all good here. And now I'm gonna show you the SPI lines, which again, look on the picture, is gonna be my pin 27 and 26. So on the opposite side, there is a line that comes from here. So let me see which one is. Is that one there? Just let me, because I think I've touched this. Yeah. So my SPE line pin 27 is that one. That's what I get. Okay. And now I'm going to show you pin 26. And I get pretty much the same. I think if I go a little bit less, you can see what's going on. Well, nothing's going on right now. Let me put on pin 27. So that's what I get. And the other pin I get this, which is nothing. So there's no communication line here. Now, I don't believe, I might be wrong here, guys, but I don't believe, where is the thingy, that this is supposed to be a SPI line. I might be wrong, but I don't think it is. I think this, let me look for another chip. I have one here that has SPI line. I think I should get, where is that one? Hold on, because I think, what have I done? Damn it. Hold on a second, because I think the wires just came out. I didn't check, but I believe this is what a SPI line should look like. So that's how I think a SPI line should look like. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. I didn't want to have to go and dismantle anything else on this board because it's an absolutely pain in the ass to go any further. I mean, it is possible. Oh my god. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So, as you can imagine, I went and I bought a second-hand BCM. Now, you've seen the video where I said I will not be buying any more parts. I've opened an exception, and oh dear, I really need to start to stick to my own rules, because otherwise I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to get out of these issues. So anyway, the first thing I've done was rang Ford, and I've asked for the price of a new module. Now, the module, the original module, which is this module here, BV6N14A073DG, this has been superseded 6 times. Okay, and that part number is no longer valid. This is the new part numbers. Okay, what is the thingy? Yeah, so this is the new part numbers. Oh, come on. JV6T 14A073, and then the suffix is VB, CB, HB, LB, or UB. They are all compatible accordingly to the guy at Ford. A new module costs £264 plus VAT. Now, what really pissed me off this time is that I bought this part number as being JV6T blah 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 blah, and I can't even remember what was the last letters. So that's why I bought it as, and this is what they sent me. DV6T blah 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 blah. I already contacted them. They already sent me a DHL pickup label or something like that they're gonna pay for it to send it back. But I had this plugged in, and let me show you what it does. I'm gonna plug it back in and I'll show you what it does. Okay, I have that module plugged in, and let me show you what we have now. We have no ignition, nothing turns on. However, with the ignition on, I have the wiper, I have horn, and I have so Do I need to do any more checks to tell me that my BCM is my problem? The only thing now is I do believe that, well, I don't know where that came from, but it's definitely not compatible with this car. So we're gonna have to, oh well, get another one, I guess. But honestly, I'm really to the top with this car. I just want to get this out of the way. He's nearly here for a month and I'm so pissed off with this. You can imagine, guys, but that's what happens. That's what happened. So far, that's where we are. So I'm going to have to order a second one. If I'm not going to actually ring the guy and tell him he's going to have to bring me the module. Because I need to stick to my own rules, honestly. Anyway, let's see what we're going to do next. Right, and I actually ended up, guys, buying another module. This is actually a few days later. I've been doing day shifts, etc. And I've asked the owner for the keys of the car because I only had one key and the car had 2 keys. So I literally just went and picked up the second key. But yeah, so I've ended up returning the other module and bought another one. As I was looking, obviously I showed you all the part numbers that Ford told me they were compatible, but as I was looking again, I found in Ireland a module with the exact same part number. Even the suffix is DG, the same as the one that's on the car. If I haven't showed you already, I'll show you when I take the one, the original one from the car. So this is the one we're gonna program. Obviously I still have the original, the faulty one plugged in. And what we're going to do now is we're going to obviously program it, etc, etc, but I'm going to do a separate video for that. This video, guys, it's over an hour. It's going to be probably close to an hour and a half. I doubt anyone will get this far on the video, but what we're going to do, I'm going to do a separate video for the programming, even though there's so much information out there how to program these modules, but I'll try to do my own version, I guess, if you guys are interested. But yeah, so I think the next time you're going to see me is actually with everything programmed and hopefully everything working. So yeah, so now I'm going to record the programming and see you in a bit. Okay, and this is actually a few days later. The programming turned out to be a little bit more challenging than I initially thought because, oh well, there is a video coming for that. Just stay tuned. Actually, once that video is released, I might put a link in the description below, so just stay tuned for that as well. So depending on when you're watching this video, if you want to know how to program it, just go on the description of this video and there will be a link there. But yeah, it turned out to be quite of a challenge, and I ended up requiring some assistance. Right, anyway, everything is done, so I literally just finished to assemble the glove box and all that stuff, but I haven't started the car yet since yesterday afternoon. So hopefully at this point the battery drain should be okay. As I mentioned past in the video, I believe the battery drain was just because those relays jumped in there. I think relays in there was always on, I believe. I'm not sure, guys, but anyway, all I want to do is start this thing, make sure it starts and show you that all the faults, all the faults the guy was complaining about it, they are all fixed and was all down to a bad BCM. So let's gonna start this thing. So I have 2 keys, a thing on the keys as well. Oh dear, watch the other video when it comes out, I guess. But both keys will start the car. So obviously you need 2 keys to do anything on a Pat's system anyway. So let's gonna start this thing. Absolutely perfect. Started straight away. As you can see, no lights, no nothing. Let me show you the rear wiper working. So look through the mirror. Perfect. The horn, the HVAC, and the front heated. I can even hear the changing on the tone of the change on the engine tone when I press this for the load because of the electrical load. So it's definitely working. That I think was a complaint as well. So everything is working, guys, and honestly this video is now 17, 18, 19, is nearly 1 hour and 20 minutes. I don't know who's gonna get this far, but at least I can show you that everything is running. So in the end, guys, let me just take this here. So in the end was a bad, just to recap, was a bad interior light, as we've seen, and ultimately it was a bad BCM. But obviously someone couldn't figure that out and did what you have seen, which was an absolutely shame that someone actually went through that. Someone that called themselves technicians or whatever they are. Right, anyway, the car is all sorted, guys. I'm so happy that this is all sorted, and I'm ready now to obviously deliver the car, which is really good. The car is here for weeks and I just had enough of this thing, to be honest. So with no further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you find some information that is useful. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.